Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. It's the effing podcast.
You already know.
I'm your host, Branson.
I'm your co-host, Kelli Joe.
Budha.
Of course, Budha. And we are about to entertain y'all for about the next hour or so. Now for the topics that I had discussed that we're going to discuss tonight. So, without any further ado, is it possible for every woman to have her own individual man? Is it possible?
It's possible, but it's very unlikely. It's possible though. I mean, okay, I could say for the past 5 years of my life, every guy that ever tried to holler at me in some kind of way had somebody. You see what I'm saying? They either had a baby mama or a girlfriend or even a wife. You know what I'm saying?
I need like a pen so I can just
I mean,
like,
this
have rebuttals and stuff like that when I come back. But go ahead.
I mean, a lot. I mean, that's within. I can just limit it down to 5 years, probably longer than that. Every guy I have met have had somebody. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes we get sick of that. You know what I'm saying? We might be that down chick, you know what I'm saying? That, okay, you do whatever. You know, what you do with me, you do with me. You do with her, because it's so hard to find a man that's just completely single, that don't have no strings attached to nobody and just want to deal with you.
Okay, now to rebut that, then I'm going to give you the floor back. Hold on.
You good?
You just want to clear my throat, make sure you know I can project what I gotta say.
All right, I'm listening.
At this age in our life, it is rare that you're going to find somebody completely unattached to anyone. That is going to be a rarity out here. I'm 45. I don't expect to find a female if I was looking completely single. Like she don't got nobody. Because then I'm going to wonder what's wrong with you if you ain't got nobody. Like, I just be chilling, you don't text nobody.
But then when we don't have nobody, it's because we sick of, you know what I'm saying, whoever we dealing with having somebody, and we just be like, fuck it.
Now.
So it don't always be that, you know what I'm saying, we might have somebody we deal with, but it ain't, to the extent that a relationship, we might have a couple dudes we talk to or whatever, but it ain't gonna be like a relationship wise.
I know a couple of individuals who do not have any attachments to anything.
Not one.
No, I'm talking about no attachment at all.
He shot that down quick, like no, not
but they're in their 40s.
Right, like I got a bunch of them.
No, I'm talking about no kids, no nothing. They're in their 40s.
You
see what I'm saying? No kids, no nothing. But they're in their 40s. You see what I'm saying? I only know two. I ain't gonna drop their names, but I only know two
that have
nothing. No.
Okay, you know two. I'm getting ready to go through the mental Rolodex real quick of all the people I know.
Not the Rolodex.
Nobody. Everybody I know is dealing with somebody in one form or fashion, which goes back to the original question. Is it possible for every woman, keyword every, to have her own man?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was
actually, right. It's really like, I mean, from like past experience, like past, way back when, it wasn't normal. Well, I would say normal, but usually for a man anyway, usually would have more than one woman, and that was how it was back then sometimes. So really, it's in a man's nature to have more than one woman. They can't help it, but some dudes, they can do it, but it's not really in the nature of this.
I'm going to give you an example that every black guy has, especially if you're going from high school to college. And this is just an example. When we were choosing colleges growing up, what's the ratio? Am I lying? What's the ratio from girls to boys at this school? And it was always 12 to 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. I plead the 5th.
15 to 1. 18 to 1.
It be like that.
But that's because fucking niggas don't go to school like that either, too, though.
Count that up.
You talking about count that up?
No,
that's a
keep
fact.
that in mind. Keep that in mind. I'm getting ready to break down reasons why. Read the comments and I'm breaking down.
Oh, God.
Break them down in my Tevin Campbell voice.
Oh, shit. You gonna hit the high note?
No.
Oh.
Look, I'm waiting. Go ahead.
No.
You gonna hit the high note? Oh, Floetry did write it. That album was dope. Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
No, the numbers don't provide proof for that. Anything's possible, but honey, tell me about it. You just gotta be the fave, MVP. Checkmate. I work too much to have somebody. Monogamy is a made-up, westernized idea. The original people didn't like that. No.
Oh, we're all this.
No. Yes, honey, it's unnatural for men to be faithful.
Yeah.
Damn.
It is.
5 to 1. Exactly. No, especially after a certain age.
Look, you know my saying up here, keep it a buck. I've been keeping a buck. And then, okay, so yeah, I'm getting ready to break it down. Why?
You wrote yours down, I'm pulling mine up.
You know what I mean?
You know
Lord
what
of
I'm saying?
mercy.
Break it down
What you
why
got to say?
every woman can't have her own man. Penal system. Homosexuality. Looks.
You finished shooting your gun?
Let me see. What else am I going to shoot at?
Shooting blanks. Go ahead.
Oh.
Oh, I'm shooting blanks? Oh, please. Yeah.
Hey, look, because I just saw a picture of a chick with two dudes, you know?
Who do you think provided you with that?
One of the most feminine looking men I've ever seen in my, well, not one of the most
But
feminine.
you know what, though?
looking
It is a lot of guys that look very feminine that are very straight also, though.
It's not wrong. I'm not saying that.
I know. So that picture could be a little deceiving.
We're going to get to that.
Okay,
I'm telling you why.
He giving off all types of sachet vibes.
What I'm telling you is why it is not possible for every woman to have her own man. And I saw this posted on one of my posts the other day. Like, I forgot what the topic was. And she was like, oh no, I'm going to have my own man. Baby girl, everybody's not going to be entitled to have their own man. It is one of the coldest things that a woman is going to have to encounter.
Stop locking us up and doing all kinds of stuff to our men. We might.
I mean, and that's true.
Nowadays,
That's true.
we don't have as many as we used to have.
At this point in time, it's a man's playground. It is truly a man's playground. So that's why I'm saying, like, no, it is in the numbers, just in the numbers, it's not possible.
It could happen.
No, it can't. See, that's not emotional thinking. Yeah, it can't. That's just like my homegirl talking about she's waiting on the Lord to send her a man. Boo, you in your 40s. If he ain't got around you yet, I think you might be on your own in this
because I've
game.
known a couple that, a person, and you know, two people that were older. They were like in their 60s, almost 70 years old, and found in love with their life. You know what I'm saying? At that age. It's just that
a lot of people ain't making it.
I mean, a lot of people are not making it at that age, but it's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you said 70?
I mean, there was the late 60s.
Look, these are
even though their life is almost over, they still found love in life before they died. You know, they still living. You know what I'm saying? But they got married at, you know what I'm saying, around their 70s. But that's when they found that person. Or some people might not even be born yet. The way it's going, your soulmate might still be in the womb. We just gotta wait 18 years to find it.
Y'all gonna lock me up over some shit like
you gotta wait 18 years for it to pop up in your life. You
it's
never
gonna
know.
be really weird. Then I'm gonna be in my sick. No.
I mean, it happens. There's somebody out there for everybody.
No.
There's somebody out there for everybody.
No, like
it is.
It is. Now that I believe that part. I do believe that.
But there is somebody out there for everybody, but it doesn't mean that they're not with somebody somebody
And not even that.
already.
But you gotta travel to find these people, yo. Some of y'all niggas ain't even got passports. So it's like y'all ain't ever gonna meet these people.
You didn't have to back
And
then.
if you don't get the vaccine, you ain't gonna be able to go.
In the first place.
If you don't get the vaccine, you ain't gonna be able to go over there
It's
anyway.
so still
So it
together
don't
now.
even
You
matter.
know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all about the generations. I know my great grandma and you know what I'm saying, back then they still, be still together nowadays. And they found they one. Back then there was a lot of couples that was together. They won't really have too many. And if there was a Jezebels, they called them.
You know why?
They got rid of that.
Listen, and I'm gonna keep it a buck again. Like, damn, I hate being to keep it in a buck. Like,
Then why don't you find something else to say? Sheesh.
okay, you know why things went like that? Because technology wasn't the way it is now.
So as I said, it's a generational thing. So it could happen.
So now, with you saying it's a generational thing, is it time to start making some type of changes?
I don't even know if anything can change now because of the way things are. A lot of people are accepting to a lot of the way things are now. A lot of us women, we accept the fact that he got a baby mama or he got somebody else.
Like
You
you're
know what I'm
saying,
saying?
accepting. Is it possible that things could be more accepting now?
Now in this generation, yes.
And I believe the same thing. I think this generation is going to be a lot more liberal when it comes to certain things, especially dating. I think this generation is going to be a lot more liberal because, like I say, a lot of stuff we weren't privy to when we were growing up. We didn't know nothing about polygamy. I didn't. It was new to me. I had no idea. Now,
I did.
I mean, and that's cool. Everybody knows certain things, but
The main thing I want to say is because people aren't being tied down to a specific religion anymore either.
Yeah.
religion is definitely
That's the main
It's a
thing.
big part. Yeah.
more people are becoming spiritual.
You know what I mean?
So
Like, that's
now-
the
Minds
main
are opening
thing.
up to
Yeah,
more
so
things.
now-
Because a lot of things don't feel comfortable to them. You know what I mean? If you really are trying to abide by a certain book or rule that allegedly they wrote, you know what I mean? Like, people just don't, they don't fit into that category.
How about this? Give me some attainable goals. Like, like, give me some attainable goals to work towards. There's something I can actually get towards. Like, because some of that Section 4 marriage, damn, I missed that. And see, that's
why
not
I broke the
fair.
rules. Because that's not about to happen.
It's not attainable.
I need to know what I'm getting for. I get it.
And then that's why marriage is so low, because we had all these people
Damn that.
getting married when they were younger. Our parents telling you to marry your high school sweetheart, and you marry this person, and 4 years later you hate this person. You've grown. Y'all have grown differently. That's that right out of high school marriage. They don't last.
You should have been doing that anyway, though, because you're immature, so.
You're right.
Yeah, your mind is not developed enough to deal with that shit.
That's how we were raised. You see what I'm saying? That's how we were brought up. You're going to find your high school sweetheart and y'all are going to be together forever. And no, I don't even remember who my high school sweetheart was right now, to be honest. Like, and it's just, keeping it honest. So, like I say, this generation is going to look into other aspects of dating besides monogamy. Because that's what was kind of, how can I say this, like beaten into our head. This is the only thing that we do.
That feel that is right, because anything else is wrong.
And
Anything else you did besides have a man and a wife was wrong. Now it's nothing like that. Everything you do with your life could be right. You see what I'm saying? In your own way.
And it's almost to the point where, as an older person, you're relearning a lot of things. Mm-hmm. You're relearning how to do a lot of things. You're relearning, especially if you've been married or in a long-term relationship, or you just been off the scene for a while. In the words of the great Ice Cube, shit done changed. Shit done changed. It is not the same world that it was. I'll go as as recently as 5, 6, probably like 10 years ago. The world has completely changed, especially when it comes to the views of dating at this time and building relationships. The monogamous relationship, great. You know, if it works for you, it works for you. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But there are other forms of relationships as well. Yes. And what you're trying to do with your life is you're trying to give yourself the opportunity to get the most substantial relationship possible that you can.
That works for you.
That works for you. And without because a lot of people were like, when I asked, like, is saying you're poly almost like saying you're coming out the closet? And people are like, no, not like that, but people gonna look at you weird. You know what I'm saying? You come out and say you poly, they think you smashing everything in sight.
I mean, if trust me, when I came out and told people I was a lesbian for a long time, you know, that's up and down, I wanted all of them. Oh, she gay. Oh my gosh, you want me? No, just because I like girls don't mean I like you. And that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? When you say something like that, they automatically assume that.
I was going to say something to leave that alone, but I definitely, you know, people feel a certain way, like they automatically expect you to be attracted to them.
To them, just because you...
Just off of date. Like, I'm going to keep it a buck. Like, people always expect you, if you tell them something, especially something different, I'm poly, like, they expect that you're always trying to crack on them, holler at them, and that's not really always the case.
That's not the case. You would know if he was gonna crack on you.
So, I guess we're go ahead and hit the comments, and then I'm gonna let Kelli do this because this is her. You've all heard from me before.
Lord of mercy. Let's see what we got. Right. I'm into my conversation. Not for me. That's why I have my phase as well. Oh, well. Why the hell is he shooting?
Look.
I guess because he's dropping bombs.
Well, you need to go. There's two different weapons.
Budha, that dude is sweet tea. Hey. Look, I'm not the only one who gauged that sachet energy he was letting off. But hey, you know, whatever. If the Lord haven't sent him, he not coming. Oh shit.
Hey, the Lord ain't coming, but you ain't hear that from me. So, there we go. This is.
What if there's more than one person for you?
What if? You won't know unless you're willing to find out. A lot of people aren't willing to try and find out and take that gamble. And that's why I'm glad my man B.D.U.B has just showed up on the set. Yes, everybody. Show up. Hearts for B.D.U.B walking in on the set and stuff like that. Round of applause for B.D.U.B.
Welcome.
Okay, so what's the topic of discussion?
The topic right now is how, he's going to love this one. How it's not possible that every woman can have her own individual man.
That's true.
And then we're going to shift into polyamory. But go ahead and tell people why that's true, please.
It's true because niggas is out here making money. It's going to take more than one vagina to satisfy us. We see what we like. We got to spread our seed. And if we have the means to do so through money and game, we will do so. Even if it means a little bit of deception. But, you know, that's the game. That's nature. Just let it play out. Ladies, don't be stingy with that thing, and you won't have to go through so much heartbreak.
Welcome to the Effing Podcast.
Welcome to the Effing Podcast. Look, hey, whoever's never
y'all see what I have to go through.
Whoever's never tuned in before, welcome to the Effing Podcast. Mike, go ahead. Comments.
I'm not. If you communicate exactly what you want, then there shouldn't be any problems, especially if everything is put out on the table in the very beginning. Hell, I can't even stand my high school sweetheart now. I can only accept you for who and or what you are, but I cannot and will not accept any negative treatment and or disrespect from you, either though I would be disloyal to my own damn self then. Because back in the day, those marriages lasted the test of time and obstacles.
No, they didn't. They did because you didn't know what anybody was doing. They left the house.
I think when they go get a pack of cigarettes, and that was that.
Keep up with somebody when there's no telephone to call them. Are your X-Men powers kicking in? Because I still haven't got mine yet. I'm waiting on them, and they haven't shown up yet.
Telekinesis.
I saw Harold Leroy down at the grocery store. Weren't you looking for him?
Technology has narrowed, I guess, cheating. That's what. Because let's be honest,
it ain't narrowed shit. Yeah. All it did was it ain't narrowed anything. It's just like police killings. All it did was put the shit in front of you. That's all it is. Front street.
No, what I'm saying is
been doing it.
No, what I'm saying is before cell phones, beepers, I guess, stuff like that. How were you keeping up with somebody? If you left at 6 that morning, and I say, I'm not going to be back till 8 that night.
Do you hope that one of your high school buddies or your friends or your neighborhood individuals were like,
seen somebody.
I saw your ex or down such and such.
I had a girl down there at that corner store. I seen him.
Not if you're in another town. See, the difference.
That's what I'm telling you.
The difference is,
all it did was put it on the forefront. That's all it is, but it didn't change nothing. Bruh, don't get it twisted. These niggas are still moving crazy as hell.
Yeah. But
like there's no cameras and no phones.
It's because a lot of them don't care. You move like that. But because technology has gotten so damn advanced, that's why you have a lot of this. So I guess poly's coming from a lot of different reasons now. One, because monogamy is not natural, and 2, because people are just tired of cheating. Let's just get it out there in the open. If we're going to do this, then we're going to do it. And you're going to have some type of concessions when you do certain things, especially something like this. So that's why poly is definitely going to be on the rise.
All right. Let's see. Because I read that one. I grew up in a polygamous household that taught us free thinking. Yep. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against polygamy. I'm actually open to it, but everyone doesn't quite know how to actually get it right. Exactly. And more importantly, respectful. My only problem is not getting my needs and wants met, of course. That'll preach. Wait a minute. What I about passed out. I love Dub. Oh shit. Let the show begin.
Let the show get underway.
I already knew Uncle was at Louise's house. Trust, they knew.
Woman's intuition, of course.
Of course.
I'm just saying, I'm just with that.
The community was a lot closer.
Not if you were 2-3 towns over, it wasn't.
I rose dolo
from state to state.
A deaconess in my church had a child by one of the deacons. Both were married and the spouses didn't trip. That was how it was back then. Couples worked out their problems versus walking away from each other without a fight. They also kept their issues and personal problems amongst themselves.
Interesting. I mean, like I said, I'm going to answer the question or whatever was posed earlier about you being open to polygamy, this, that, and the third. It is about time, but everybody's own thing is set up differently. There's no one specific way to do relationships.
Exactly.
It's not. And that's another problem that we have a problem with. What works for some people might not work for other people. You can't, you can have an idea, but to just be like, yeah, it's going to be like that. It doesn't work like that.
Everybody has an idea of what they want when it comes to a polygamous or, poly relationship. Mm-hmm. They think that it's going to be a certain type of way, but it's still a relationship. So it's still going to be its ups and downs and ins and outs. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be different. Everybody's might not get the attention that they want or whatever, but you just have to be strong-minded enough to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Know your place, know what you in and deal with it a certain type of way.
And that's another
Some people can't do that.